はい、それではパート55始めていきたいと思います。前回のパートでは確かネイブリー時代を一通り見たところですね。それでは引き続きどうぞ。
今度はどの時代に行くのだ？
今回はアップデで追加されたプレ2部の地下書庫を探しに行きましょう。
行くのだ。じゃあその地下書庫とやらに行くのだ。案内しろなのだ。
簡単に言ってくれますね。数時間探して見つからなかったじゃないですか。
そうなのだ。マジで見つからないのだ。だからほら、攻略情報を見ろと言っているのだ。
ここにボタンがあるらしいです。
こんなのわかるわけがないのだ。
そうですよね。まあ、気を取り直して先に進みましょう。
ここにも大きなステンドグラスがあるのだ。部屋があるのだ。
どうやら先客がいますね。あの人がレコーダーのスイッチを入れたみたいで、室内に音声が流れていますね。
まあ、気にせずに探索を進めるのだ。
カットを挟むので音声が飛ぶのはごめんなさい。ここはロバート・マリーのデスクですね。こんな感じで今の主要メンバーのデスクが配置されています。
厚労省なのだ。
こちらがティアナンプ・インランのデスクです。2人の女性の日誌が置かれています。これはディランダの日誌ですね。グレートゼロの施設の調査や修復をしているらしく、それについての日誌が置かれています。ティアナンはペニーと呼ばれているみたいですね。
復旧チームにも結構人がいるのだ。
そのようですね。こちらはドゥルカマラのデスクです。日誌が置いてありますが、あまり大したことは書いていません。
まあ、楽でいいのだ。
さて、テニーの日誌ですが、カルト団体のメンバーであるローガンに好意を寄せていたことが書かれています。
確か最終的に病気になってアミと共に地表へ帰ったはずなのだ。おや、こんなところに扉があるのだ。
まだ開いていないようですね。
残念なのだ。
録音機横の隅のデスクはジュールズのデスクですね。体温とデスクを共有しているようです。そして今目の前にあるのがカルムのデスクですね。それに向かい合う形でケルセイのデスクがあります。
やっぱり2人はセットになっているのだ。
そしてこちらがサーバー部のデスクです。日誌などは置いていないので、どんな人かはよくわかりません。
みんなパソコンつけっぱなしなのだ。
謎電力が供給されているので大丈夫です。
こちら側に良さそうな机があるのだ。多分一番偉い人の机なのだ。ずんだもんの名前が書かれているかもしれないのだ。
何を言っているんですか。ここはパトリックのデスクです。ルービーというあだ名で呼ばれることも多いです。
何をした人なのだ。
ファンの時代の公開に大きく貢献している人ですね。このチソプレ2部を公開した人でもあります。
それは重要な人なのだ。この人たちは DRC のメンバーなのだ。
違うようですね。アーシも誤解しているかもですが、DRC はいわゆる公式によるプロジェクトチームで、 2017年頃に撤退した後、現在はプレ2部に提供される時代の安全性と健全性を確認する役割のみを担っています。主要な作業はこのルービーが率いるボランティアチームが行っています。
なるほどなのだ。本当に彼らの熱意に支えられている感があるのだ。
そうですね。では、ケルセイとカルムとジュールズの日誌の内容から少し説明しましょう。カルト教団や霊宗の話が大半ですが、ベナブドというドニ人との交流についても書かれています。
どんな人なのだ？
2022年5月にジュールズが図書館の近くで発見しました。どうやら記憶喪失状態だったようです。健康診断のためにテニー医師のところで血液検査をしたところ、人間でないことが判明しました。ちなみに彼はベンとも呼ばれています。
その後、記憶は戻ったのだ？
いいえ、まだそこまでは書かれていません。こちらはレバスのデスクです。日誌は時代の修復作業に関わる話のようです。
あまりストーリーには関連しなさそうなのだ。
そうですね。そしてここはケースのデスクです。日誌などはありません。ところでルービーは地上とドニの連絡路を復旧作業中です。そのうちアップデートで公開されるかもしれませんね。
ボランティアで復旧作業を進めるというのは本当にすごいのだ。
そうですね。他にもウェインが土日低湖のプランクトンの再生を試みたらしいです。エルカーナのペレットの光り方も変化したのだと思います。
試してみたいのだ。
あとはマダム・ソフィアという預言者やエコーという原始者の存在なども日誌には書かれていましたね。
もう人名は半分以上忘れてしまったのだ。
ですよね。ここがそのメインのデスクです。日誌は置いてありません。
いつの間にか録音機が止まっているのだ。結局何を話していたのだ？
録音機には体音が録音した2つの音声が入っています。一つは自分たちのチームについての説明です。DRC と違い探索者がチームを組んだだけであること、正式な上下関係はなくいろんなバックグラウンドを持つ者がより集まったチームであること、それぞれが担当する時代を修復しているがボランティアベースなのでいろいろと大変であることが説明されています。
ボランティアでここまでクオリティが守られていることに驚きなのだ。チームの苦労が伺い知れるのだ。
そうですね。そしてここはセムジーのデスクです。日誌は置いていないのでどんな人かはよくわかりません。
見た感じ、ここが最後のデスクなのだ。
そうですね。
録音されたもう一つのメッセージは何なのだ？
探索者に宛ててドニでの暮らし方を説明しています。ギルドのミーティングが毎月キレルで開催されていること、AGM という全体会議を開催していること、メッセンジャーギルドが交流会を開催していること、DRC のように時代の復旧状況をビニスフォーラムで確認できること、YouTube などで活動報告していることなどが説明されています。
みんなミストオンラインを盛り上げようと頑張っていることが分かったのだ。
そうですね。あまりにもボランティアベースなので限界はあると思いますが、できる限り楽しみたいと思っています。
新しい時代を探索できれば何でも OK なのだ。
まあ、そうですね。それでは残りの時間は体音の録音内容を聞く時間としましょう。アーシたちはここまでです。ご視聴ありがとうございました。
Okay. We good? We good? Hello again, everybody. It's good to see so many returning faces, along with a handful of new ones who have joined us in the last couple of months. And might I dare say, quite a busy few months they have been. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Right, kicking off with some general admin, we've had some questions from explorers wondering how best to stay in the loop with what's going on down here, and we figured it was best to give you all a summary of what we have to work with right now. Firstly, the All Guilds meeting takes place on the first Saturday of every month here in Kirel at approximately 1300 key time, bearing of course holidays or Mysterium. For those who haven't been, the AGM is the Explorer community's longest ongoing public forum and ideal place to go to hear project reports, announcements, news on upcoming social events, and generally to make your voices heard on everything happening in the cavern. Check in with the community for any one-off changes to that. Secondly, the Guild of Messengers have a very well-maintained event calendar that covers pretty much everything from lessons on the Dini language, story nights, to live music and meditation sessions. And you can find all that at the Guild website, www.guildofmessengers.org/calendar. Shout out in particular to the guys over at Radio Free Dini, whose Sunday jams are of a particular favorite to more than one person on the restoration team. And finally, a number of our more long-serving members of the community who remember the days of the DRC may have memories of their online forums, which notable figureheads used to keep us explorers up to date with on the news and the restoration and the like. We are therefore happy to announce that our own restoration now has its very own forums, the Beneath forums, which can be found at, www.diniexplorer.com/forum. A number of restoration project leads post there fairly regularly on the current state of their endeavors. So if you're looking for the most up-to-date news on the work they've been doing, as well as when it happens, the forum is definitely the place you want to be watching. Moving on, explorers waiting for new ages to poke around in have seen their patience rewarded with the release of the Age of Tium. This is an age restored by the explorer Amethyst, written for a family to unwind and relax together, surrounded by fresh air, sunshine, and some very shiny crystals. And you can find it in the Chiso Library. The last few months have seen some fascinating new research being presented from the Guild of Archivists as part of a new series called the Deep City Lectures. To date, we've had 3 such lectures taking place, the first being a historical account on the Medis War, the second focusing on the Dini language and its role in Dini culture, and the third examining the Dini legal system. They generally get announced a week or so ahead of time, and the lectures are streamed live over the Guild of Archivists Twitch channel and subsequently are uploaded there, and also on their YouTube channel. So check them out and do the like and subscribe thing while you're at it. A quick update on the status of the lake lighting. Work teams have been dispatched to the overflow station that Wayne has surveyed and are in the process of getting it up and running. It is our understanding that the machinery on the station is part of a safety mechanism responsible for regulating the supply of food to the algae, preventing dangerous spikes in overfeeding, which, if properly activated, will advance the goal of restoring the cavern's day/night cycle tremendously. As we work to restore functionality to the station for everyone else listening, now would be a very good time to visit Urkana and start getting some regular pellet bakes underway. As they always say, slow and steady wins the race. Right. That's all we have for today. I'll just say happy trails, explorers, and see you all again soon.
Right then. How do I... Do I just... Oh, got it. Thanks. Hello, everybody. If all has gone to plan and our reverse engineering of this particular piece of tech has worked, you are now hearing a playback of my voice coming through to you on a centuries-old Denny sound system. If, for whatever reason, this hasn't worked and something's gone a bit wrong, then I can only hope that anyone nearby had their Relta books to hand and have made a speedy getaway. Bad joke. Sorry about that. For those of you who have newly arrived, I want to welcome you to this, the latest restoration of the City and Ages of Denis. This is now the... fourth is it? Yeah, fourth such effort to restore Denis, and whereas efforts were spearheaded in previous years by the Denis Restoration Council, our restoration is something of a different beast, made up, as it is, by explorers and visitors to the caverns such as yourselves. There's no formal hierarchy in our group, or no pecking order as such. We come from many different backgrounds and fields, some academic and some technical. There are those of us who have taken an active role in restoring new ages and areas of the city. Some of us have been experimenting with the art of writing ages itself. And there are others simply here to explore and experience the history and culture of this remarkable civilization. That being said, anyone down here actively involved with the restoration is doing so on a strictly volunteer basis, and as such, we collectively possess only a fraction of the resources that our predecessors in the DRC once had. And while there have been efforts to maintain the safety arrangements they put in place, I must stress that your explorations are undertaken at entirely your own risk. Newly restored areas will of course be checked as thoroughly as they can for structural defects, as well as clearing away the more obvious debris and so forth. But the general rule of thumb is to have your Relta books as close to hand as possible at any given time. And when possible, please refrain from making off with the cones. They are there for your safety and not for scoring likes and follows on your modern art Instagram. They have their place, and that place is not the back room of the Guild of Messengers pub. I mean, this should go without saying, people. Come on. Right. All that out of the way, the restoration has been hard at work over the past year in getting new ages ready for explorers, and several such places are now available to visit. They can be reached by way of the library age of Chiso, which itself can be found in the Watcher's Pub. It's our hope that Chiso will become a vast repository of collected works of writers, academics, and historians. And if you have made any discoveries or have something of your own you would like to submit to the library, please do not hesitate to get in touch to discuss finding a place for them on the shelves. Let's see, what else? Oh yes. We have received several reports from those in the restoration who have been monitoring the bioluminescent algae in the cavern lake. Following Callum Traveler's latest results from his sampling equipment, along with the return of Wayne Todd from his recent exploration of one of the cavern's overflow stations, we are able to confirm that the algae in the lake is very much alive and recovering at a quicker pace than our current estimations had led us to believe. It looks like the efforts of explorers throughout the last decade in feeding of the cavern lake are now finally bearing results. While the restoration is indeed excited for the possibilities this news presents, the week of anxiety following the discovery of Wayne's lost and destroyed Relto book in the lake was something we all could have collectively done without. So, let's see if we can take things forward without the need for frantic search parties on the lake in the future. Okay, Wayne? Finally, in news of ongoing projects, it has been formally announced that the underground pathway connecting the surface to the city is to be restored. As you can imagine, this is a huge undertaking, both in its significance to Denis history and in the sheer scale of work involved. The journey itself only taking no less than 3 days to complete on foot. There's currently no ETA at this time. We're very much working on a it'll be done when it's done basis. But depending on the work involved, we may look into releasing the path in stages, with further areas of it opened up until it is our hope that the explorers will be able to walk the full path to Denis. Anyone interested in this work should keep an eye on the project leader Doobs's associated social media page, as that's where progress on this will be recorded. Okay, reckon that will do it. Great. Fingers crossed this works.